Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are doing some really quick and loose gestural style florals. I am challenging myself to actually try to do it in about 5 minutes. It's okay if I go a little over or under. I just wanted to see if I could keep the focus on the marks and then not overwork them too much. This is a really good way to practice your brush strokes and also challenge yourself if you haven't done it before. And give it a try. So I'm going to start with a pink and a sort of orangey peachish floral first. And if you haven't seen the petal making video that I did earlier, I will link that. That is the same technique I'm using here. And then I'm also putting in a little bit of yellow right in the center of those flowers and just tapping it in while the petals are still wet. So that nice wet on wet bloom can happen and the colors will mix on their own. Okay, so I'm also keeping this video in real time, just editing out the dead space where I'm thinking and contemplating what to do. I'm just trying to not bore you by just watching me thinking. So it is only the parts where I'm actually painting and mixing colors so you can see that part. Hopefully that's the valuable part. All right, so mixing up some of that green, I'm putting in stems and leaves. And if you hold your brush towards the very back end, it'll give you a little bit looser of a mark. And if you hold it closer to the paintbrush part at the top, that'll have more control. So I purposely sometimes want less control to get some of the floppiness of the leaves there. And also, just be careful not to touch the wet petals that you've just put down if you are following along, because then your green and your pinks will definitely mix and blend, which you may want and do on purpose. But if you don't, then just avoid those areas. Okay, so while those first layers dry, you may consider adding in a different type of element just to add in some visual contrast. So, for example, if I have big, fluffy, wide petals, then a thinner, more delicate kind of mark with something with a little bit more detail is a nice visual contrast. So I'm going to add these in with that little tealish type of blue. I'm also going to keep my palette in view with the camera as much as possible so you can see how I'm picking up colors and how I'm mixing them. Sometimes I think it's helpful to see that instead of just the painting part. And I also don't wash my palette. So a lot of the colors you see are from previous paintings, but I use a lot of the same colors. And so I don't really see the point in cleaning it out every time. If you are new to my channel, I do have a video on how I set up my custom palette with all the colors. I will also link that below in case you're interested in those exact colors. All right, so let everything fully dry, and then we can go in and add in another layer, which will give a little bit more details and shadows into your first layer. All right, so I'm adding in a darker orangish brown into the center of those florals, and just using the end of the brush to tap it in little dots. And then when you rinse your brush, you can actually dilute some of those so they're not all the same value. So you can have some lighter, some darker and stronger in contrast. And that will just make it look a little more realistic, even though it is a very loose gestural type of style. All right, in the second area, I'll add in more details and shadows is the stem and the leaves. So this is a little bit darker green. I'm going to thicken up a little bit of those main stems where the florals are. And then also add in just a few lines to the leaves. You can take this as far as you like and add a lot more lines and textures. I'm just going to do one for each of the leaves and keep it pretty simple. Okay, so I'm approximately at the 5 minute mark, and I wasn't actually watching the clock, but this was fun to see that you could do this much in about 5 minutes and get a pretty fun, loose, gestural type of composition. All right, so I could stop here, but now that I know I've done what I can in 5 minutes, I wanted to go and add one more little detail, which I'm taking creative license to do. It's fine as it is, but I think I want to add a little bit of detail onto the actual petals. So I'm just going to pick up a little stronger color for those pinks and oranges and do tiny, delicate lines. And then rinsing my brush, softening out some of those edges so that they blend a little bit more, and then I will call it done. I hope you enjoyed following along, and if you painted, let me know. And if you haven't already seen the video before this, I'm hosting a giveaway, so definitely check out the details there and enter. This giveaway is to celebrate this channel hitting over 10,000 subscribers. So I have an Amazon gift card to give out, plus the winner will also get access to my 3 floral courses. So I'm super excited. It's the first time I'm doing a giveaway, and I can't wait to read all the comments and see how everyone gets through their creative burnout, which is the video topic. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.